Welcome back, everyone. Day 442, we got a big gift. Ooh, possible good thingies. We won't get it. Yeah. Uh-huh. A likely story. I think it's gonna be a Tomcat kind of day. We're just gonna play matches with this until it gets good. Thank you. I hope you are as well. I think that it's pretty neat that Hungary is getting the representation. And I actually did not know before this update that that's the reason its name is that. Hungary is because it is thought to be the birthplace of the Huns. Attila the Hun. And it's just, I had never actually put that two and two together. Behind enemy lines. I don't... Oh, it's been a while since I watched a lot of old war movies and stuff. I'm trying to remember which ones were popular when I watched them. I remember Black Hawk Down, Enemy at the Gates, We Were Soldiers, or Full Metal Jacket, but who doesn't remember that one? I've never actually seen Platoon or Apocalypse Now. I've seen enough clips of Apocalypse Now that I feel like I've seen it. Oh, you know, like the standards, like Saving Private Ryan, things like that. Yeah, I've seen those. Oh, in terms of a recent one I did watch, I watched that, what was it, All Quiet on the Western Front? Yes, the Saving SpongeBob movie. It's a good one. You know, the most recent one, Saving Private Gary, where he had, Gary was captured by Nazis in Las Vegas and had to be saved by SpongeBob. Band of Brothers, I remember seeing, I think it's like a couple episodes, but it didn't really grab me. Could have just been what was going on at the time. I haven't seen that one, but that's another one that I feel like I've seen a lot of good clips from, and I need to watch it at some point. Honestly, I'm honestly not even sure what that means. Like, what certain amount of kills? Did you ever survive without dying and get a certain amount of kills in the game? I mean, yes. I've had matches where I've gotten like 3 to 4 kills before and survived. I'm not sure what my record is, though. I don't know if that's tracked anywhere. I'd love to see that stat. Number of kills before a death, or number of kills without a death. Because yeah, I usually die, but that's often because after the first kill, I just get a little bit foolhardy. I'm playing F14 right now, but I'm more of a fan, I guess I might say, a child of the F16. But I have great respect for the F14 for what it means in analog computing. Yeah, I can just be out of nowhere. Just pop, you're gone. That's it. Done. Didn't even see it coming. Nobody did. Combat I have heard described as terror punctuated by boredom, or boredom punctuated by terror. Well, the F-16 to me represents such a huge paradigm shift. Even the idea of moving the stick from center of the plane to the right arm was like never been done. I think maybe there was one plane that had tried it previously. I couldn't tell you that, but I do know that many would say it's not the plane, it's the pilot. And I would say that counts for most of the equation, but not all of it. A simple enough machine can turn a rookie into an ace. You know, it's like going back in history from the transition from swords or spears or anything else to firearms, because it was so much easier to train somebody on, point at thing, and here's a couple steps to follow to reload it. It was so much easier for someone to be effective with it compared to needing a lifetime of training to be good with a sword. Now, that's not to say a lifetime of training with a gun doesn't give an advantage. Absolutely does. But you can get up to effective level much quicker. There are a lot of F-16s. There's about, I think when I looked it up, there's a website that actually tracks all of them. And I think it was 6,000 units exist. And it says, like, that's a lot, and it is, but then I started looking at, like, World War II aircraft numbers that were made, and you're looking at hundreds of thousands. The difference is very extreme. Although I don't know, World War II, it's kind of like a change of where are you putting your resources and your logistics? What equipment are you choosing to focus on? And during World War II, you would have had different needs. So maybe it was much faster to produce aircraft just because they were used for such limited roles compared to what they are now. You know, nowadays we're just transforming parts away from these things just being flying mecha. They are very versatile and able to engage a wide variety of targets. Yep, I believe one of the most recent is like Block 78 or something. I can't remember. The block naming convention is strange when combined with the alpha naming convention on it. I have a bunch of stuff pertaining to like the early years of the development of it. In terms of later development, well, just not a lot has been let out. You can still find a lot because of it being a highly commercialized aircraft and so many customers having access to it. The needs of needing to get a manual so you can fix it gets easier. You know, we're not talking like F-22 here, F-35, where there's very few customers and everything is really controlled as to who has access to what. We still have some things in regards to that with like the F-16, like whenever they do upgrades to the avionics or radar systems, those are completely off the charts to talk about. You just don't mention it, it doesn't exist. What radar? We got no radar. What are you talking about? Bad feeling that was gonna hit my friend there. And I think I just killed my friend. I think other things that kind of get controlled a lot is weapon systems. Like, you're not allowed to talk about things like that. New weapons especially. Like, I came across one YouTube channel where the guy did a model of an AIM-9 missile, and I don't remember which model it was, but it was incredibly detailed. And it's like with things like that, you'd have to be very careful how much you're talking about.
Ah, she's burning. Excuse me.
Like, I think the biggest thing that helps the F-16 is just that who designed it. It's basically got a pedigree from NASA. It's designed using a lot of tech that came out of the Apollo program. Because that same flight control system that's in the F-16 was pioneered with the Apollo spacecraft. That fly-by-wire control. Oh boy, I'm just hoping I can get bombs soon. It will make this a lot easier. Because then, if nothing else, I can just hold W to the bomb site, drop it, and be on my way. Get enough points to do anything. I think one thing that I'm interested in seeing with War Thunder, especially when it comes to this subject, is what they decide to do now that they're coming up against the edge of what they're allowed to do reasonably. Because they're not gonna very well put, like, what's the limit they're gonna go for the US tech tree? F-18? Yep, but part of the main reason NASA was involved with this one is because of a lot of links with the engineers and scientists and General Dynamics being the company that worked on it originally. Before the F-16, I'm not sure what happened there. Either General Dynamics was bought by the company who now produces the aircraft, or they sold the rights and to build it and control it to them. I'm not sure what happened there. Because who makes it right now? Is that Lockheed Martin or is that Boeing? I want to say it's Boeing. I think part of another reason in aircraft differences definitely comes down to doctrinal differences, for sure. Like, the US focused so incredibly hard on air and combined air tactics, you know, to the point of you need systems that can communicate with each other across every group involved and relay information in real time, encrypted with one another. Things like the data link. The idea of this inter-networked, all of your machines, all of your aircraft are communicating with one another. They all know where each other are at any point in time. They can all communicate that data when they track a target to one another. This is going great. I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm taking this in an arcade battle to have some fun with it. That's what we're doing. Let's see if we can get enough to get these bombs. I'm gonna give it some backups. Hey, nice. To battle! Oh yeah, NASA is basically, yeah, we'll let you guys do all your science stuff as long as you make sure it is military viable. Like how most of the money that went into NASA for going to the moon was just to prove our ICBMs were better. Oh, this thing's gonna be crazy in this. This is gonna be so funny. Get him! Give me one! I got it! Yes! Got him. Nice. That's not what I want. That's what I want. I got, look how many cars I got. I don't think it's gonna get him. Chasing the missile. Got him. Look how I dodged that. Oh, GPS is easily one of the craziest ones. I remember when I was taking computer engineering classes and my professor would talk about how insane it was that the Army ever allowed anyone to use that other than them. To death. Nope, somebody got me. It's gonna be over soon in a second anyway. I get a little bit. Hold on, I won't do that. I get nothing. Somebody got me. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my extinguisher on during that. Well, I'm crashing into the ground. I should put this fire out. Yeah, the Gulf War is a really great example of it because it's like, and they did the correct thing. That's the thing, is the Iraq army did the correct thing for the era of war they were prepared for. Because the idea of closing off the roads, controlling the throughways, controlling the routes of resources, absolutely works, effective. But GPS and the US going, nah, we'll just go over the desert, we're good. It kind of throws a wrench into that. Well, at one point they were the third largest military in the world. Iraq was. I mean, a lot of it being outdated equipment, but it still counts. Maybe not against, like, a foe that is technologically advanced, but against their neighbors, absolutely. Big power. It's almost like two human nations fighting over a planet, and then the aliens come in and say, nah, we want this instead. Maybe I want to turn that off when I'm in. Planning to dogfight more. Because when I was locked onto that target before and I was trying to aim at it, it was using my ground targeting computer for the aiming reticle, and it was screwing me up. And I think that could be that I need to turn that off if I'm planning to only engage air targets. which point my Total War phase will take over and I'll play one of them games. I don't know which one, though. Warhammer Total War 3 is in like a really bad state by the looks of it at the moment. The community is on fire. Yep, tactics can mean a lot. The biggest thing when it comes to stuff like that is the war of attrition is on your side. And especially the war of common ground is on your side because you're fighting on your home turf. You know, your peoples know their lands way better than the enemy knows those lands. Makes it easier to defend it. Home field advantage, if you would. Back here. Just let me kill you. What's he doing? All four. Has anybody ever done that as a game? Like a golf-themed war game, and call it Golf War. Also, time is always on your side if you are the defending force. If you have the capabilities to outlast your opponent, you will win. Because needing to spend continual resources on an engagement or a war, eventually people don't like spending on stuff that doesn't see progress. Yes, I got him. Yeah, he got cut up bad, that one did. That makes 2 this round? Nice, I got 2. Oh yeah, I've watched stuff on the Winter War before. I haven't watched their movie that they do every year. It's a very interesting tradition about the story of the White Death. I think once that finishes, I should have these unlocked. Now, what might I want to get after? See what else I can mount. Aim 7Es, I could mount those on the centers, but that would take away my bomb slot. I could mount one in addition. That's possible. Or should I just go for higher aim 9s? I feel like that's the better choice. But I think I need the aim 7s to unlock the 54. Yes. This is a 1 ton and this is a 2 ton? Or, you know what I mean. It's kind of weird. I set everything else to metric and I still don't do those in metric. Oh, and the reason I know metric instead of imperial and use that for everything is mostly just because the engineering that I learned only uses metric. It's new enough that that's all they ever bothered with. I never had to learn to convert between slugs and pounds. Nope, instead I did things in nanoseconds, picoseconds, nano angstroms. Really, really tiny things. The nano angstroms one is partially a joke, but I think some people will get the reference, hopefully. I think it definitely says something about that front, though, that number 2 for the most kills was a Russian. Or Soviet. I'm not actually sure exactly where Vasily Zaitsev was from. But I do know he's generally ranked number 2 in number of confirmed kills compared to the White Death. But just the idea that both of those people existed on that front, and then looking at the number of casualties the Soviet Union suffered, just, that's a lot. Like, the US took, no, I might be getting confused then. Oh, good job. Good job there. Oh, just the idea of, like, the U.S. lost, was it 500,000 to 700,000 people in that conflict, and the Soviet Union was somewhere between 20 to 40 million. Like, that's an insane number. He just got it. He wants to play with the gun. I get it, buddy. You shoot that gun. Sure, what's up with that weird sound I get when I'm behind him? Well, I know what's up with it. It's like wake turbulence. But it sounds really weird through the speakers. Hello there. Flash before my eyes right there. It's interesting to think about the intersection of technology and war because it makes you wonder if the only reason for war really comes down to technology. And part of the reason I say that is because of the creatures on this planet that we know of that actively wage war, each of these creatures has developed technology, even down to things like ants and the development of agriculture. And yet they wage war for territory and resources. So, to me, moving towards robots doing it is a good thing. Because then they can just fight robots to robots, and it becomes more of a war of who has robots left. And then it's like, yeah, you lost. You've got no robots left to fight. The short one or the big one? I think this is the big one. After I spend this booster I'm using, I will play some more From the Depths. I don't know, I was doing pretty good on it. I'd like to try out the campaign mode a bit more. I think it's a very interesting idea. Because it lets you lead fleets, aircraft, submarines, everything, tanks of your own design, and lead them using your own resources and logistics that you acquire and build. It's good stuff. Good stuff. I'd like to play it more. Gotta get that F-14 sunset picture. Right? That's important. Is that what it is? There we go. Yeah. Just like that. Sometimes I forget. Okay, does anybody get distracted by that thing ping-ponging back and forth across the screen? Because it feels a little distracting at times. Where are you all going? What are you doing? It's a big map, and it takes a really long time to get anywhere. I do really like the red in this cockpit. It's good. Red cockpit. Neat.
Victory is near.
he got me. That must have been a radar missile. I do wish it was easier to change your hangar. I think that would be a really neat thing for them to add, would be extra hangars to look at your stuff in. Oh, come on. Just gonna wait the couple of seconds for it to finish. Ugh. I accidentally clicked that. So the only one I could bring would be that. No, the torpedo bomber though. It's not great though. Torpedo? Really? Carry one. I still gotta buy these two. I'm still not 100% sure why I even have this category. I should just move it to the aviation one. Oh, there it goes. I was wondering how long that was going to take. I think these. Personally. Yeah, let's try this out. See how much better this does. Because at least now I can get some bombs dropped off and get the points from that. Starting a fog. That's a lot of bombs. It's all lined up. That's kind of really funny. All center mounted. Probably the best way to do it, yeah. $14 of them. 500-pound. I have no idea how many it's going to take. I guess I'll just try dropping them all and hope it destroys one. I probably should have set up a series drop. I'm gonna hit this far one. I got clipped. Still got one more. I just want to try and bomb one thing. Come on. Cancel. I wanted to check series. All. I have no idea what my series drop is actually set to. I think it's shift space or something? Maybe? I'll check it once I'm in the air. Okay, let's see here. What did I set my series drop to? Alt space. I almost tested it, just to be certain. Not the best idea. Ah, shoot. Oh, well. Not a great match. Well, that was the last of the booster, so I think I'm done with War Thunder for tonight. I think I might play a little bit of From the Depths. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I will definitely see everyone tomorrow when I start up ground combat again in War Thunder. So, until then, whichever happens, have a good night, and goodbye.